Hi, welcome back to my series on Transport Fever 2. We are on the Race to the North map version TFS, which has recently been uploaded onto the mod.io, so you can download the map. It has been shared. It has been updated slightly uh, to represent what the map currently looks like. We have upgraded goods wagons now. I have started color coding them just so that I know which trains I've upgraded and which trains I haven't. But with these upgraded wagons, we can handle the grain volume that's coming out of this platform is now empty. I did, however, put a passing line in here so that I could put two trains on the line, but I think that is not necessary now. I also did a whole heap of landscaping up here, up to the cattle farm. This was really uneven. It's really high up here at the cattle farm, so I've smoothed it all out. Up here on the hill up here, looking down over Hastings and the grain farms down here. So the new wagons will be really helpful for a lot of the lines that I have. And I really need to do some line management this episode because I haven't focused enough as they're all starting to grow. Now I have upgraded a whole heap of the trains with the goods wagons, but I'm not sure that I've done all of them. So let's get started. We're here at Hastings, and I have been a little bit concerned about the conmats coming in here. Hastings demands conmats and tools. We have got our tools online recently through the waste into the steel, and I would like to check in on that. Yeah, so I'm looking for large icons like here with the conmats. The conmats are in the new wagon, so it's quite possible that the volume that they can handle will improve because their capacity is what's that, 140. With the waste on the back, it's about 147. If you're dealing with a straight out goods train, goods wagons train, I think it's about 152 now, and they've been upgraded. So our food's doing well out of here. There is a little bit of traffic around here because we're bringing the conmats and the tools in here, and then we're also linking up with passengers around the corner here now, and conmats and waste around the corner here because they're really starting to expand out. They've almost joined together, Brighton and Hastings. Well, it's actually New Haven and Bexhill. So we've got a distribution truck terminal here, which is struggling a little with the volumes. There's three lines here. They're dealing with conmats, mail, tools, and waste. And so multiple stops here. There's one over here. There's one over in the distance over here. That's covering this whole half of the city. And then it also links into this one at the waste management. How is the waste management going? It's cruising along nicely. It's leveled up, but we need 800 waste here. So waste is very valuable on the map. And I just think it's a little busy in here, which is why we might be struggling with some of these volumes. I'll come back to Hastings because when I flew in over the map before I started the episode, I noticed a much bigger problem down here at Brighton. It's not really showing up on this Brighton side. However, it is showing up on the Southampton cargo hub side. So we can see the oil sands and the waste and the sand are issues here. Yeah, and it's a big issue. It's 400 sitting on the platform of oil sand, over 300 waste. These lines, not too bad. A little bit of a build up on the sand. But these trains can carry 130, 133. So 200 sitting here. It's not the end of the world. We might just need maybe one more train on that line. But the big issue is here. So that would be the pink line here. If we show only visible, well, we can see a lot. So we'll just put our head down and we'll pick here. So what are they carrying? They're waiting here at the hub because that's where it all is. And we've got it set to carry, yeah, waste and oil sands. And then on the way back, it carries sand. Now, they're not really compatible, those goods, so I'm using these little tiny flat cars because those three goods don't work well together. The oil sands can work on multiple type of cars, but the sand and the waste have to go into gondolas or into these little flat cars. But we're only carrying 88. And if we had dedicated gondolas, we could be carrying a lot more than 88. And when I flew over, I noticed like there was serious stacking here. Not all the way down the line, but close enough. I was just curious, what is this train? But it's a train that I just created, and it's a little passenger train with these larger cars, which has just been unlocked in 1875. Now we do have an alert, but that could be our temporary alert down at Southampton, so I'm not going to be concerned about it just for now. But this is a new train coming onto the line, and I believe that alert's been there for a little bit too long, hasn't it? I believe he's coming in to start a service here on the passengers here. Did I forget to put in... I did. I forgot to put in a walkway here. Configure. Let's pause it, because we will go and have a look at what that issue is. No, I didn't put a walkway in here. Okay, we'll do that. So they can get to there. And they can get to there. That's better. We do have a temporary blockage generally down at Southampton, but this is a major problem. So what I've got is they're crossing each other. They're crossing each other, and he's run up to a signal here, and that signal shouldn't be there. he should be waiting. He should be waiting here, right? But in cases like this, sometimes I like to reverse so that there isn't the possibility of a cross. Sometimes I like to reverse which way they come in. So if I made this the in track and that the out track, they wouldn't actually have any crossover, which means that this would be the in track and this, sorry, this would be the out track, this would be the in track. What if we gave that a try? So, or you could just have him wait here, Sims. If you didn't, he would pull out here, and then as soon as he clears this spot here, this train could actually pull in. I've also got something funky going on with the passenger train. Sharing that line. Okay, so for now, I think the easy fix would be to just delete that signal. Tell him to turn around and back up. We'll press play to make sure that he's actually moving. Thank you. Okay, so the train line that we really need to deal with is this mail train is still running on little flat cars from earlier on in the game, and the oil sand, which has a huge volume on it, is running a very small train. Okay, we'll turn him around now. And then they're stacking into a single platform here. Because he's using the platform as well. Now he shouldn't even be carrying fuel as far as I can tell. This is my fuel train into here, and this is my fuel and waste, and this is fuel, waste and mail, linking these three stations together. This is just mail, because there's a huge volume of mail coming in here. So we can, once he unloads, we can change him over to exclusively mail. Yeah, because what are you carrying? You're carrying waste as well on the way back, so we want to fix that up. Alright, so we'll let him unload. He's working. Here comes this passenger train for its first stop. Will it just fly straight through, or will it stop here? We've got people actually coming through the walkways now. Okay, got a tiny little bit of waste on this train. And okay, pause it. The first thing I'm going to say is at the mail, just mail. The waste can make its way around the corner. It doesn't have to be on this train. Okay, so that sorts out the way back that it's on now. And then on the way to, we've got a little bit of fuel here. I should have switched that off when it came through last time. Okay. I got to keep that in mind, all right? Okay, I need to deal with this. This is the big problem. Oil sand and sand do not go well together, but sand and waste do. Sand and waste is a gondola train. And I need the sand to come in here, and then it changes over and runs all the way up to the Conmats up near London. Okay, so that's why the sand is coming down here. And the waste is going back up, and there's a heap of waste, right? 300 plus. Almost 300. And that's making the oil sand back up a lot. Do we have a spare platform here? We do. Do we have a spare platform up at Brighton on that side? No, we do. We have one all the way through to there. Oh, okay. Okay. If I said new train's going to come on the line, which way do we want to start? We would want to start down this end, and I wanted to come in and pick up the waste on this platform. Okay, new line. Waste there and sand back at Brighton. What platform did you put it on? The wrong platform. Okay. At the Brighton cargo side, this would be at least one extra platform. That's up the back. We want it to come through there, probably 6, which would probably mean that has to move across one as well. 6 or 7 down the other end. Okay, is this one 6 on the right? No, 6 is on the left. So at Brighton we go 7, perfect. We'll double check. Are we both going the same direction? Yes, we are. We fly straight through here. Yes, we do. And we do come into this front one. That's perfect. Okay. What is it going to carry? Is it going to load up and wait on one side? It could. It could wait down here. For the waste. This is the waste, right? Yeah, it's all the waste coming out of Southampton. And then down at the sand side, you'll never have a lot of sand down there, I don't think. So that you won't wait down there, and you'll just do sand. Sand and waste. Okay, let's name it that. Okay, so it's Brighton Sand and Waste. That should be fine. We now need a train on it. And we'll want to come out of here at Southampton. Now, we did get a new engine. A couple of new engines in here, including a modded engine. Now, I've added all of the modded steam engines I have in my collection. And I would like to play test and see what's worth using, keeping, etc. This one is 40Ks 300. Well, the horsepower's all right, but the 40Ks, it's more like a little shunter, right? It's kind of a cute little thing. If it came out maybe a little bit earlier, I might have used it for some shunting lines, but we'll see what we get in the future. I'm not really interested in that one. I'm going to stick with the Pacific for now. This was our new passenger car. I don't think it's enough to swap over. This is about half the size of the car at 8, at half the size of the longer one. So they're about equal, except it does 80. The speed is the key, not the number of passengers that it can carry. So, and our engine can do 72. So it might be a viable upgrade for our passenger trains. Okay, this is a dedicated gondola train at 160 meters, 133 capacity. We'll buy 2. We'll tell them to go on to our new sand and waste line. Okay. Now that that's running, it should shift the sand and the waste over there. It'll probably split it 50-50. Okay, our next train coming in, I think this is, I need to adjust the trains as they're coming in here. Now, do I want to lose the sand? Not really. Do I want to lose the waste on the way out? Not really. Definitely not the waste. I really do want to keep the waste. But if I look at this train, I can see it's got a capacity of 72, right? And what if I prioritize the waste coming out of here? Because as soon as that waste gets to 0, I can turn the waste off and it will exclusively go over to this side. So my first changes will not be a permanent change. This train is a 72 sand. Okay, well in that case, I want to get rid of all of the cars. And sand is gondolas, right? So I want to be able to carry 72 sand. So I don't lose 72 sand. That means it'll pull out with 77 waste. Well, I don't even mind if it carries more waste, do I? If I just take a little... What if I told this one to take all waste? And go all the way up to 154. And say, just take a huge chunk of waste out of there. Why not? I think that makes sense, right? So we'll press play. Oops, sorry about engine noise if that's a little bit loud if you're wearing headphones. Okay, since you don't want to miss the next... You don't want to miss the next sand. Okay. We're going to do the full train again, right? Okay, so we edit. And we'll make this full gondola. And it's probably not going to clear it. Of waste because, well, you know what? It'll only be a couple. If no more comes in there, as soon as it loads up with all that waste, we can tell it, why have I got another problem? Have I got a problem because I've got a train coming in on the line that's stuck somewhere? Because I haven't seen these trains come in yet. Okay, stop. You got 22 Sims. You got 22. You lose the 22. You can live with that. Come on, you can live with that. Problem disappeared. That's our temporary problem down at Southampton. Sometimes they have to wait a little longer and they get annoyed and they throw up a warning, but they're just impatient, that's all. Okay, now we can switch off a waste pickup here. No more waste pickup here at Southampton. Waste Sims, waste. Okay, we turn the waste pickup off. Now what we want to do is we want to focus quickly on the sand and turn the sand off. So as soon as this guy pulls out, we'll turn the sand off up this end. And that would be here. And that's there. So we go there. And we tell on the Brighton side, pick up nothing, right? Pick up nothing. Okay, we'll deal with that after, whether it does end up picking up something, but We'll see. Okay, so the sand is switched off. So as soon as that sand delivers, we won't need gondolas at all. No. You have to be careful here, Sims. Because you've got full gondola trains carrying waste here. Where are they? All the way down the end down here? Yeah, okay, so they actually have to make... So you can't just upgrade all the trains on the line. Where are we? In here, okay. We're going to have another one pulling in here now. Passengers. Very busy, very complicated. Okay, you're going to drop off and then you're carrying nothing back. So we can set, as soon as you drop off your waste, we can tell you to be exclusively oil sand. Now, oil sand can come up on our wagons, and our wagons have the best capacity. We did get this state car which came in recently. It doesn't have a great capacity. We're going to clear that and we'll go 160. I looked at it when it first came in and thought that's not enough. That's 160 and you only get 108. Better than the 88. Just pause for a second here. Do you want to color code your oil sands? You probably should, Sims. You probably should. Okay. A color code. Let's go orange. That's pretty bright. Let's go dark orange. If it goes 160, that carries 152. That's our best capacity train at the moment. And it does carry a fair few, it's very versatile. It's not quite a carry everything train, but it's close. It can't do gondola work except for grain. Now if he picks up all of the fuel here, I'm going to switch that fuel off. What train are you? You're close enough, right? And so you are the mail train and there's 10 fuel left on there. So I'm going to tell you from now on, you're not allowed to pick up the fuel because that's going around the corner. Brighton Cargo. Let's tell you to load nothing except mail. You are the mail train. And then over the other side, what we told you the same thing, right? You are the mail train. Okay, happy with that. And then I can convert him to a wagon train. And then he'll never have problems with the capacity. Yeah, we've definitely got issues here. I'm glad I noticed it when I came in because it's probably stalling out the fuel. Oops. Stop. It hasn't loaded yet. What do we want him to be? All wagons, right? And we're going orange and we're going 160. And then the next one that comes in, I'm terrible at keeping an eye on that sort of thing. I really am. And then what have we got? Okay, mail train. Let's deal with you. I want him to empty, yeah, every time. And he can only carry 88. Do I have a colour just for mail? Not really. I don't have many dedicated mail trains. Mail train. 160. Okay. Have you've still got waste on you. You're a full train of waste. You're a full train of waste. And then we start heading into our full trains of oil sand. Oil sand. That means you, my friend, need an upgrade before you get there. I think we've got this sorted. I mean, it did seem complex when I looked at it before I came in. I thought, no, I need to do this as an episode. It'll probably be an entire episode just to fix up what's going on here in these cargo hubs. And we have solved the problem. And we've got a train that just pulled in on this side for the waste. So our waste is sorted. Oh, our sand, look at that. Our sand is coming down. Does that mean, I would say that this station is, okay, the next one that comes in will clear. So that's under control now. There's 8 waste that I'm going to lose there. That's all of this. Look at that. All of that is beautiful. Okay, what is our next train coming in? There he is there. Okay. I'm tempted to sell one of these, but not you, not yet. We actually want it cleared. So I haven't done anything like this recently where I've dealt with, you know, some of the problems. Because I've sort of been building stations and cargo hubs and putting in lines, but I haven't really done a lot of line management, like just fine tuning. This isn't even fine tuning, by the way. This is just dealing with it like a major issue. And those large icons are issues, but they're not as bad as what they were. And I just was thinking, this is maxed out. This is maxed out. And this one is not plugged in yet. Oh, Sims, you have not plugged in the third one, which means there'll be even more volumes. 279 meters. Oh, that was cutting it a little close, Sims. Does that actually link in? It doesn't link in? What's going on? What's bugging out here? I'm gonna have to pause because, oh, it said 279. Is that like another 21 meters to that point there? What the? Oh, it lost that point? I don't understand. Road, this one. What if you come out this way and you curve it and you go straight into there? 312, 305, 300. What if you go this way and then curve it into there? 283. What does that do? Why isn't it linking in? It's within 300. It doesn't make sense. Oh, don't delete the whole station, Sims. Why do I have to have problems like this? Get rid of that for a second. Get rid of that for a second and just do the link. Okay, grab this corner right on the edge. There it is there. Where's the first link? There's the first link there. Right there. 279. That's what I said. Ta-da! I don't know why that was bugging out. I think I needed this point right on the edge. My God, really? Whoa, that's a bit ugly. I won't worry about it then. Okay, that's going to switch the third one on with another 600. Now, this fuel doesn't need it, right? But this fuel needs, needs 400. Okay, so that means a lot more is going to head down this way. So don't sell any train seats. You need this capacity. That's all your waste trains. We're going to switch that over. Which means, does that mean that there's a train heading back? That is an all waste train? It should be. Yeah. Okay. You, my friend, are going to be orange. Wagons 160. Okay, so that means we probably only have one train on the line. And I think I start telling them to wait down here. And that'll be interesting, right? What if I tell them to wait down on this end of the line? Oh, I am. I am telling them to wait. Of course you are, Sims. Why did you even doubt that? Okay. And then you, my friend, is the last train. Here is our... Okay. Last upgrade. Actually, if we just scroll through there, they should all be 19s. They are. Okay. It's a little messy around there, but maybe sometime in the future might get cleaned up. Okay. Southampton Cargo Hub actually does no longer have any issues at all with anything. Well done. Now, if there's more volume coming through here, these trains are actually queuing to pick up oil sand with, a 175 capacity. Now, the reason why this is a little higher is this platform down here is a little longer. So is the question could be, could you carry more now that you've got the wagon sims? And they probably will be producing 550 sitting on the platform. How much? We do have warehouse space here. 680 warehouse, we're up to 300. Okay, we might have an issue here with how much we can carry. So the capacity is 175. Oops, I should have looked at the length. What was the length? There was 175 capacity and 200 meters. $200 was 175, is 192. Okay, so we just upgrade all of them. We'll replace, instead of doing them singly, which drives you crazy, I know. But in my defense, right, I wanted to save all of the waste in particular, because I would have lost all the waste on the trains. I would have kept the oil sand, but I would have lost the waste and the sand. I would have lost all the waste. Yeah, that's the big problem. And that's because, you know, I'm working pretty hard at the waste network. I don't really have a lot of dedicated. Well, he could be longer. What did you do this? Oh, this end's longer by one platform, but down this end, I'm thinking about changing this corner. If I need to get more capacity down here, I've got I can extend this platform out. So how's our little corner doing around here? So busy. Oh wow, they're expanding. Starting to fill out to the fuel refinery. Okay, this is one serious cargo hub. Oh, you're a passenger train. I might look at them later, see if they need an upgrade. Because that's, it just went down, but that was a big symbol, which is it was probably 300, right? So how much could that, oh, that's cargo. That's you there. 132. Do we want to test it out now? Let's test it out on this train. What happens when, oh, wrong button, that one. What happens when we change, so we got 160 meters of course, but 132 capacity. 132 capacity. He's a little bit too long, and he's even a little bit short. And then if you go with under 160, you're way short. Okay, no upgrade there, Sim. No upgrade there at all. Only on the, maybe on the short trains. They're probably more comfortable. Want to check in here? Big symbol. Okay. Yeah, it's still over 500. Now we should have trains coming in here. To be honest, I think I want the left hand to be the priority, so they just come straight out. And then, well, it doesn't really matter, does it? Because every second train will be... But, all right, here's a challenge. Does he get in? Does he get in and start loading before the other train wants to come out? And the answer is no. The answer is no. He gets the green light, right? But he's going to be picking the left-hand platform. All right. Now, he's going to roll up right in behind him, right? But we actually want a half signal here. Now, if you've watched my previous series, you'll understand. Oh, and there's a half signal coming out. Look. Now, we also want the half signal coming in, and you'll get to see why. And if I hit this button, I might even push him into the station, which will ruin the concept of being able to show you. So I will push the button, and it squished it. It did, it squished it. That's cool. It's cool that it squished it because I actually want to show you how this works. He gets a green light because of the squish, right? Now it's actually going to work too good now because he's going to actually stop here, right? But he gets the green now because he's cleared this one. So he creeps up much earlier. He starts his run earlier. And if he doesn't slow right down, if you get the position right and the timing right, and he doesn't slow down and he carries speed through here, then this guy's turned around and he's rolling up. So he's still rolling up onto the light, right? Under the signal. And he does actually stop. But you've got a second train in loading now. Now, it'll be interesting to see how this has a flow-on effect. Because he's going to drive straight in now at speed. And the one on the left is going to drive straight out. And not interfere with anyone on this side. So now we've actually got 3 trains here. Now we didn't have that before. Now to me, that's a much tighter network. Now the train pulling out behind him, here's the second thing to watch on the out with the half signal. When he clears this signal, I've got a signal right on the out, right? Now this is, no one puts a signal here. This is bad signaling. But he's going to roll up onto that signal now. He's got an open signal now to leave the platform. And he's full weighted. He's a heavy load. He's going to take a little while to get going. Okay, so by the time he gets here, look how far the train is down the line. They're way down the line, all right? So there's no issue for this guy pulling out and hitting this signal. Now, if they're stacking down that end, then he's got a half signal that he can even roll up onto the next one, right? And this guy's rolling up all the way into here. Now, he'll get the green through here. He'll get the go. Now, it's a shame that he actually slowed down, but he gets the roll in now, and the next train's rolling up, and now he's ready to leave. And we always have a train now running through this crossover. There's always a train here. And that means we should be able to have a higher delivery rate, because the wait here on the way out is not as bad. And now he's going to wait here. As soon as this guy comes out, this guy will follow him, and the other guy will come in on the right. So that's like really tight signaling. And the reason for this half one is so that when the next train reaches here, he only has to clear to here and not all the way to a full length. So you have the half coming in, which lets them creep in tighter, and you have the out and then the half. So he's going to roll up onto this one now. And then he gets a go now that the one in front has just cleared. And so he will never get a slowdown coming through this one. Now, because this load is so heavy and our engines are struggling, this signaling, he'll never get the slowdown because he's so slow out of the station. But later on, when we upgrade these engines to more powerful engines, this signal will be more important. You can see we have this stacking effect now all the time here. And we have no stacking down here. Look, totally open. They come in, they come out, you know. But look, I've got the same setup down here. I've got the ins and the outs together. And then what? I've got a half in, but I don't have the... Well, that doesn't even look like a full in and out. I've got another half here on the in. So I've already done it down this side on the in. I've got half signaling on the way in. So that if they do stack down this end, which means now I can have more trains on the line. I can have another train on the line now. But it's not necessary. We've got this totally covered. Mind you, this will get... No, it's going straight up to 600 almost. 400. Well, I think we're over supplying. Because this one's 8. 8 and 8 is 16. And 3 6s are 18. Yeah, so we have... So each of them will be slightly under. They'll probably start balancing out a little. But that explains the 200 that's not being shipped here. It's being produced, but there's no demand for it. And this is the in signal. There's rumbling thunder in the distance. I better finish this up. Oh, if we're going to get an electrical storm and we lose power, I lose this record and save. Okay. Thank you very much for watching. I'm going to run because there's lightning around. I think we've got things sorted. Tune in next time where... Let's turn that off because I don't really want to see any other issues. I think the south is finished. I am interested in the mail sorting centre being totally at capacity. The waste management is getting there. Our food almost maxed out. Our meat, it's on its final level. It's getting there. Fuel is going to be getting there. Yeah, already. Look at that. The fuel's gone crazy. Our other fuel is totally maxed out. Our meat, getting there. Well, There's something funny going on with the meets. I might look at that in my own time. But it's time to move on, guys. This is all done. This is done. It's time to move on and deal with London and Reading. They have a mail sorting centre here. They have an alcohol distillery to get food into Reading. We've got Comats going here. We need goods online and machine parts. Well, both of them are going to be difficult. We need to hook them into Oxford, Northampton and Peterborough. So we want a line going up this way, up to the north, passenger wise. We'll want a line going up this way to the north. Maybe everything goes through Sheffield. Everything goes through Sheffield on this side, and then on this side. And then maybe one right up through the middle. Maybe through Northampton and then jump into there. So maybe what we'll look at is Sheffield as a target for a railway line. Well, we've got some terrain to deal with as well, but Sheffield to be maybe a center point here, where 3 lines maybe coming up from the south might join in, unless we take Birmingham just straight up here on this side. Maybe we hook a line in through here and around here, and then Peterborough up this way. I think that's our future. Our immediate future is right here, London and Reading. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.